us in Biafra land. It will be your morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are. We are live and we are direct, and we want to inform the zoo that they can do all they can. They will not and cannot stop us from disseminating this very gospel as intended by Elohim himself. We are live and we are direct, and once again, I will invite our deputy chairman, who is here with me, to at least say hello so that the world will know that he is still here with us. Uche, please.
Once again, fellow Biafrans, just like our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, has said, the zoo, the enemy, will try, they will come up, they will rear their ugly heads, but because we have come from the kingdom of light, that of darkness shall disappear. We are IPOB, Indigenous people of Biafra, ordained by the Most High God on a very definite mission to restore Biafra. And therefore, we shall continue to propagate this gospel irrespective of whatever the enemy is planning against us. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. We are proceeding very expeditiously. This is for those of you in Ebonyi. You will join this broadcast, especially the coordinator of IPOB in Ebonyi. We will provide this number for those who are around where the events are happening, those who witnessed the invasion, the assault of a peaceful gathering of IPOB in Ebonyi, local government of Ebonyi State, to come on air and tell us precisely what transpired. And we will go on to build, or should I say, to paint a clear picture of the type of subjugation, slavery, and torment we are under in Biafra land, and what the traitors are doing to embolden and encourage our enemies to continue this very reign of terror and intimidation of Biafrans. Every year, or sometimes every month, they go about killing the children of Biafra, innocent, unarmed men and women. This is what the zoo does all the time. Any day we retaliate, the world will focus on it. Now that they have been killing us since 2015, massacring our people as we have been trying to establish here in the USA, the world is not talking. The day we rise up to say that enough is enough, they will try and do something about Biafra. There is somebody on the line. Are you calling from Ebonyi State? No, we need only calls from Ebonyi, please. I want the Ebonyi coordinator to call this very number, +1 512 955 2807. We want to get a clearer picture to build an understanding of what transpired in Ebonyi. How the zoo, army, and police stormed the venue of a peaceful gathering and decided to start shooting at innocent people. They have not shot at Fulani people before. I mean Fulani headsmen who are terrorists. The fourth largest terror group in the world. We are going to go on this evening to make it very clear to all and sundry that these killings will not continue. There will come a time when we shall rise up to defend ourselves. The reason why we keep saying this all the time, each time they attack us, is that the world is still ignorant of these facts. The Nigerian government is very good at buying off politicians around the world. That is their expertise. They buy off media houses, they pay off politicians, not to talk about the atrocities they are committing in Biafra land in concert with the terrorists that they are sponsoring. Everyone knows that the Nigerian government is behind Boko Haram. Everyone knows that they are behind Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb. They know they are behind ISIS in West Africa. They know that they are the chief sponsors of Fulani headsmen through Mieti Allah. No one can tell us anywhere any Mieti Allah gathering has been stormed by the Nigerian army. They are the ones going about killing, pillaging, and sacking villages. They've done that right across the entire length and breadth of the Zoological Republic. And this evening we shall establish that. Or should I say this afternoon from here in Washington. I want you to get your pen and paper ready, because it's very, very important that we build this picture, that we paint it so that the world can understand what we are passing through. They don't attack terrorists. Boko Haram is in the north. The Nigerian army is not fighting Boko Haram. The Nigerian police is not fighting Boko Haram. What they are doing and have continued to do is to kill and slaughter innocent people. That's all they are good at. Killing innocent people. This evening we want to ask them and to ask the conscience of the world why we should not retaliate. Why are we not going to retaliate? Because we must defend ourselves. Each time they attack us and we do nothing, it emboldens them. Any day we respond, they will now go to their friends and tell them, can't you see they're terrorists? That is why this very latest attack in Ebonyi, we must bring it to the attention of the whole world. Every coordinator in every country of the world must ensure that the videos and the pictures are received by the host community or the host nation they are in. We must let them understand this, because each time they feign ignorance, that they do not know what is happening, their ambassadors in the zoo, having been bought over by the Nigerian government, send watered reports back home to their respective countries that nothing is happening in Nigeria, that all is well. Most of the diplomats in Nigeria have been bribed. We made that very clear to them here in the USA. They do not report accurately what is happening in that very zoo. I want you to go online and please and put in, this is in Ebonyi State. All those of you celebrating New Yam Festival, those of you who are very keen to invite politicians so you can share other people's salaries, those of you who are so sycophantic that the only thing you feel you can do is to prop up these deadly collaborators, I want you to do something this very moment. I want you to go online and type in, do a search, please. Governor Umahi lament Fulani headsmen attack in Ebonyi. I repeat, do a Google search. Governor Umahi lament Fulani headsmen attack in Ebonyi. What I want to do very simply is to put what we are going through into perspective. To ask the world, why will the Nigerian army and police attack a peaceful civilian gathering where people are gathered on their own, whereas the Fulani headsmen who are terrorizing Ebonyi State are getting the protection of the army and the police inside Ebonyi? This is what is happening in our land. And the governor is there. The lawmakers in Ebonyi, they are all there, watching as Fulani headsmen can come in and take over our land, sack our villages, kill our people, rape our mothers. Nothing gets done to them. They are free. They can do whatever they like. Each time we gather together, not to fight a war, not to participate in any form of civil unrest, they come to kill our people. But the Fulanis doing, or should I say, perpetrating the worst crime in Ebonyi, they are free to do as they please. The Nigerian army and the Nigerian police is more or less a vanguard for them. And the whole world is quiet. The so-called Nigerians, they are quiet. But any day we pick up arms to defend ourselves, they will start screaming and shouting on top of their voices. The same thing happened to us in 1966. We made the mistake then of not informing the world, or should I say pressuring the world to understand what was happening. We lost 300,000 people in Arewa lands in the north. Rwanda only lost 120 to 150,000 people, and the whole world is up in arms. In Rohingya, they have not killed up to 10,000 people, not even up to 5,000. Everyone is shouting and jumping up and down. They killed 300,000 Biafrans in the north. Before that, they have always killed us. Every blessed year in the zoo, they kill Biafran people. That is why when people talk about the presidency or participating or shoring up the disgraceful one Nigeria, I feel sorry for them and the ignorance that they harbor within them. I feel sorry for these people. Every blessed year we have been killed in the zoo. Now, not satisfied with killing us in the north, they have come to our homeland. As the Fulani terrorists are busy killing people, taking over our farmlands, raping our mothers, their army and their police are busy killing our people. No protection from anywhere. These are the people that claim they want to go and contest for presidency. These are the people that claim that there is future and hope for us in the zoo called Nigeria. Fulani herdsmen can come to Ebonyi and kill people and get away scot-free. Fulani can come to Ebonyi and kill and walk away. In Anambra, they killed us in Anambra. Their reward was being absorbed into the administration of Obiano. Obiano gave them position of power in Anambra Mietiala. He said they are part of his government. But these are the people killing us. Now, do you understand why we said they cannot come abroad? Now you understand our hatred towards Ohaneze, the ocean Atoro. Now you understand that they have sold us our future and that of our children to Fulani Caliphate. Terrorists can come to our land and kill us, yes? No one says anything or does anything. It's reported in the papers and that's it. We gather together on our own peacefully in a village square, and the army and the police will come also to kill us. This is a classic pincer movement. The so-called governors are undermining our people, the security of our land. They are in collaboration. They are in collaboration with Fulani Army and Fulani Police, with Mieti Allah, to take over our land. When we gather, they kill us. But Fulani people can gather in Ebonyi, take over Ebonyi, build their mosque in Ebonyi, have their settlements inside Ebonyi. Nothing happens to them. We gather on our own peacefully somewhere and they come to kill us. And you're telling me there is not something wrong with some people from Biafra land agitating for one Nigeria. Those of them running around claiming they're making peace with Mieti Allah when they have demonstrated time and time again that they are not peaceful people. We are the ones, they came to kill us because we are the ones stopping the advancement in Ebonyi. I want you to Google Governor Umahi. This is the governor of Ebonyi State, lamenting about what Fulani terrorists are doing in his state. None of them has ever been arrested. No single Fulani headsman has been arrested in Ebonyi State. The army doesn't arrest them. Neither does the police. Why would they kill innocent people in Ebonyi? Innocent Biafrans in Ebonyi? If you go through the search results on Google, it is very, very clear, abundantly clear as to what we are going through. What we are going through, it is terrible. This was the same Ebonyi State. Now listen to what Umahi had to say. This is Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State. This is what he had to say regarding Fulani terrorists inside Ebonyi. Those that the Nigerian army and the Nigerian police cannot fight. And our people don't know something. In every state in Biafra land, there is Fulani army formation. In every state. In Enugu, there is 82 division. In Abakaliki, they are there. You will see the army barracks in Abakaliki. It's very obvious. In Imo State, there is Obinze, artillery. all full of Fulani people, all full of terrorists in uniform. You come to Abia, they are in Ohafia. Even in Aba, they are in Asa. In Iguacha, you have the 82 Airborne Division and all those nonsense that goes with it. In every state, even in Onisha, they are there, Onisha barracks. Our land is under occupation. Some of us are so stupid, we are so blind, we cannot see. Our land is under Fulani occupation. We are told that Boko Haram is in the north. We know that Iswa, ISIS in West Africa, is in the north. We know Al Qaeda in the Maghreb is operating in the north. We know Fulani banditry headsmen are all over the place. Have you ever heard that the Nigerian army confronted Fulani headsmen? Instead, the government gives them money, 100 billion naira, to encourage them to go on killing, sacking and pillaging. And for the reward of a stupid, inconsequential presidency of a zoo, ordinary promise not delivered. Every Igbo politician, every Biafran politician are queuing behind Miyetti Allah and the terrorists in uniform, in army and police uniform, to destroy their own people. To destroy their people because of political power and material gain. I will read what Umahi said. I will tell you when to call, please. People shouldn't call yet, please. Uche, we shouldn't let them call now. It's not now. They will call, not yet. I will tell you when to call, please. Let's finish presenting this very critical background as to where we are today in relation to the zoo called Nigeria. This is what Umahi said with his mouth. The governor of Ebonyi State, it was widely reported, said, this is from Governor Umahi. This was when I felt or I thought that Umahi had turned the corner, that he has seen the light. And this is what was said, or what he said himself. Headsmen raping Ebonyi women, desecrating our land. Go and Google it. It came from the mouth of the governor of Ebonyi State. That headsmen are there, raping our women in Ebonyi and desecrating our land. He accused them, especially those of them in Afikpo, Onitsha, and the Zilo government areas. They tried to take his Z from us, and IPOB said no. The governor accused Fulani terrorists in Ebonyi of assaulting and harassing women sexually. Can you imagine if Fulani women were being assaulted or harassed sexually in Sabongeri in Kano? Do you know what will happen to Sabongeri in Kano? By now it will be ashes. Completely destroyed. They come to our land now. This is the quality of leadership you have in Biafra land. That's how poor we have, bereft of ideas. Cowards are now in charge of political power. They come to our land and they rape our women. They desecrate our land. They sack farmers from their fields and forcibly evict villages. Sack them completely. Villagers are evicted from their homes and their land forcibly taken. And here we are. Nothing gets done to these people. We have not heard that a Fulani headsman was arrested for raping our mother in Ebonyi. No arrest. But anytime IPOB gather the kill, the day we respond, they will say, can't you see they're terrorists? We told you they're terrorists. That is why before we do anything, the world must know. As we have been doing for the past week, here in Washington, D.C., the world must know, so that when we start, nobody will say, oh, but we didn't know about this. All that nonsense is gone. Because now we have made them aware as to what is going on, and that we cannot continue to watch as they continue to kill our people. That when we retaliate, don't go and say, oh, but they said the terrorist group. No, it's because we're defending ourselves. Now, some American lawmakers, they understand it. The opinion formers here now, they understand it. And that is the work that we all need to do. You know, they have recruited Facebook You know they're doing all they can to make sure they shut us down everywhere. You must understand that. They interrupted our broadcast earlier. You must understand what the zoo is doing. That IPOB is not financially sound as to confront nor challenge the zoo. You must understand that very well. But do you know that Facebook is telling us that they cannot allow our notifications on Radio Biafra to appear on people's news feed anymore? We are under attack everywhere. The same thing that they did to us in 1967 to 1970. Complete and total media blackout all over the world. That was what they did. That was why Gowon got away with genocide. That was why the dead Buhari got away with genocide. In any other part of the world, Gowon will be in prison for life. In any other part of the world, the dead Buhari would have gone to prison before his death. But because we Biafrans did not spend time enlightening and educating the world as to what we went through, that was why they walked away scot-free. With the protection of the British. Let me drink some water. It's very, very upsetting. The governor of Ebonyi State said, and I repeat, Fulani headsmen are raping Ebonyi women, desecrating our land. This is from a governor in a state where his own people are being killed by the same people, the same rapists, the same people. Because the army in Biafra land is fully staffed by Arewa Konof. Are you telling me that Igbo soldiers can go to the north and kill people in the north for no reason? Why was Ihejirika removed? Because he was fighting and defeating Boko Haram. That was why Ihejirika was removed. But they come to our land, they rape our mothers. Don't take my word for it. This is Governor Dave Umahi. Headsmen raping Ebonyi women and desecrating our land. Go and Google it. From the governor himself. Instead of the governor to go and kill Fulani terrorists in Ebonyi, he allowed the police and the army to be killing his people. And when we rise up tomorrow and say we are angry with the governor, people won't understand it. When we say we are angry with these politicians, people won't understand it. What I have done before coming on air is to demonstrate that Fulani headsmen have attacked every state in Biafra land. Every state attacked. And still under attack till this very day. That the army and the police have started, but they have army formations in every state. Don't forget that. Every state, some have two army barracks, staffed by Fulani people, commanded by Fulani officers. All our police commissioners, I wouldn't say all Nigerian police commissioners in the land of Biafra are all northerners. Or they are Nefulefu seeking to serve them. But they never attack Fulani headsmen. They bring their tankers laden with inflammable liquid. They explode it in crowded areas. No one complains. No investigation. No statement from the government. None whatsoever. Instead, some fools will be blaming fire service. Some idiots will be blaming fire service. Did you not see the attempted tanker explosion in Enugu that failed? This morning we got a report around Abo. Another tanker they have planted. They pack the tanker, they open it, and then they set it alight, and people die en masse. Some idiots were busy talking about fire service, as if having fire service would have solved the problem. So you need fire service in Omaba, fire service in Nnewi, fire service in Enugu, fire service in Abo. Is that how it works? Why are these trailers not falling in the north? Why is it that Fulani herdsmen are not being hunted and killed by the army? Because they're terrorists. The fourth most deadly terror group in the world. These are the things I've been telling Americans. We've been telling them. And they're beginning to understand it. I was quite shocked that most of them said they've never heard about these issues before. Which is not what they said?
That's what they said.
They've never heard about it before. I said all this, you don't know what?
All the shenanigans.
They said they have. I said, don't you know about Fulani? They said no, they've not heard about it before. Because their ambassador and their embassy in the zoo decides not to tell them the truth. All that nonsense that it is a Fulani, a clash between farmers and herders, we debunked all that nonsense. Clash between who and who? They have come to take our land. They're in Ebonyi. The governor of Ebonyi, the #1 citizen in Ebonyi, is saying that herdsmen are raping Ebonyi women. And there are Ebonyi people all over the world. You're keeping quiet. Your mothers are being raped. And you're quiet and you say you're a man. You want presidency in 2023. Presidency, my foot. That is from Governor Mahi. And as they are busy killing Biafran people, some other fools saying they are organizing a party where Miyetti Allah apologizes to Benue people. I said it before that Miyetti Allah, that they are Fulani headsmen. People did not want to believe that. But if they are not Fulani headsmen, why are they apologizing for all the deaths and the mayhem in Benue? It was covered by the news. It's everywhere. Just Google it. Miyetti Allah apologize to Benue people. Go and Google it. You will see it there. Miyetti Allah apologize to Benue people. What are they apologizing for? Let us try and find out so you understand the hypocrisy of Igbo governors, the hypocrisy of the politicians. You understand the wickedness and the evil in the hearts of men in the zoo. After killing people, they hold a public ceremony, they fetch them, they call newspapers and all that nonsense. These are murderers and these are killers. Before we came on air, we watched Donald Trump say that al-Baghdadi, the #1 terrorist in the world, has been killed in an operation in Syria. As Trump is busy killing ISIS leader, ISIS offshoot and affiliate, the leaders of the most terrible group of terrorists you have in the world. Right now, Fulani headsmen, they are in a public ceremony, dancing and shaking hand and drinking, is it Kunu or Furadi Nunu? Which one do they drink? These people. Go and Google it yourself. Miyetti Allah apologizes to Governor Autumn and Benue people. Apologize for what, you would ask. Why were they not arrested? And I will read it for you so you understand. It says the Miyetti Allah, Kautal Hore, whatever her name is, has apologized to Samuel Autumn, governor of Benue State, for the attacks and killings in the state caused by headsmen. Do you understand? It's just like saying that ISIS coming to America to apologize to the American people in a ceremony between Trump and al-Baghdadi. That al-Baghdadi has come to Trump to apologize for the Americans beheaded and all the Christians killed and tortured in Syria and Iraq. Are you listening to me? What they are saying is that they are the killers. Miyetti Allah is apologizing publicly. Which means that Miyetti Allah and the Fulani headsmen are one and the same. And this is the people that the government gave 100 billion naira to. The zoo gave them 100 billion. Is it to buy more cattle? Or to buy cattle feed? No. They gave them 100 billion to subjugate your people. Now when they come to Biafra land, they go into a community. They call the president general of the community. They go to the nearest traditional ruler and they give them money. And they camp. As I'm speaking to you, that in Surimo, not too far from my house. But we shall drive them away from there. In the next 2-3 days, they'll be driven away from there. Of course, they know that. That is what is happening in the land where you come from, in the land of your ancestors. We have existed for over 5,000 years on that same piece of land, the blessed land of Biafra. But this very crop of politicians you have, this very group of sycophants that you have, that think that incessant issuance of press release will somehow elevate their relevance or their personality in the eyes of the people. They are the ones now trying to do all they can to sell our heritage for a pot of porridge. One idiot, because he wants to stay in power for 8 years, answering zoo president, will destroy our race and our civilization. Ironsi tried the same nonsense. Look at where we are today. Nnamdi Azikiwe tried it. Look at where we are today. All the idiots that kept singing One Nigeria, they are directly responsible for our plight. That you are in a country where terrorists are being celebrated in the open, given huge sums of money. Innocent people are being shot dead in Ebonyi. Even though the governor himself opened his mouth and said that these people are raping our mothers and desecrating our land. Now you understand it, don't you? Now people appreciate where we are coming from and why we do what we do. Mieti Allah in public, acknowledging that they are Fulani headsmen. Mieti Allah, they are the ones telling you who will be the president of Nigeria. Is that the type of country you want to belong to? Where a bunch of badly educated terrorists, illiterates, decide who rules the country. These are the idiots speaking. You've come to, instead of them to be locked up and to be put in prison, they are out on the streets boasting. They can kill whoever they like and get away with it. And some idiots, of course, when I speak, they say, I shouldn't denigrate black people, but I'm telling you, there is something fundamentally wrong with our reasoning capacity. This UG, I'm telling you, there is something dysfunctional about how our brain works. That you have terrorists and they're in a public ceremony having fun. You go to a community square and you're killing people who are innocent. They've done nothing to you. Their right to peaceful assembly guaranteed by the Constitution thrown out of the window. But of course, the zoo doesn't obey the law. It's a jungle. They are not civilized enough to obey the law. Even those I thought were reasonable. Even Emeka Anyoko, I thought is a seasoned diplomat. That is the thing about black people. Maybe sometimes the more certificate they accumulate, the more stupid they become. They don't know what a treaty is. They don't understand the meaning of ECOWAS treaty and what it entails. And these are diplomats and the intellectuals. I wonder. I weep for these people. You signed an agreement to keep your borders open. You went and shut the border. And you're telling me that it is good. If it is good, then why did you sign the treaty in the first place? I'll get to that later on, of course. But that is the zoo for you. They'll tell you he's an intellectual. He's a leader. But in his brain, there is absolutely nothing in it. Nothing. The brain is empty. ECOWAS treaty makes it very explicit. I'm sorry to digress, but it's very important. I just want to let you understand the length that these men will go to please their masters that appointed them in the first place. Igbo presidency is a death knell. It is a complete destruction of us as a race. Ironsi tried. Azikiwe tried before him. What happened to us? What became of us as a result of it? People don't understand that Chukwukika Biama never wanted, at no time did God in heaven ever want Biafra to be part of Nigeria. Never, ever, ever. That is why we will keep suffering until we realize it. Mieti Allah, having fun in a boy, having fun in Benue. Benue attacked. Kogi attacked. Go and write it down now. It's all here. I want to build so you understand. Why is it you have never heard the same way that the world is hearing today that IPOB family members peacefully gathered in Ebonyi local government area of Ebonyi state were shot dead by the Nigerian military and the police? You would have thought that the Nigerian army would be after terrorists, isn't it? Like Fulani headsmen, isn't it? But lo and behold, they are not. They are after IPOB. And one day we shall respond, and when we do, the world will no longer say, oh, we didn't know about it. Yoruba newspapers will not write about this. They won't. No, trust them not to. And they'll say there was a clash. I want to prove that these Fulani herdsmen have attacked every state in Biafra land. Go to your Google and you type in Fulani herdsmen attack Enugu state. You all remember Nimbo. The Nigerian army. In fact, when Governor Guanyi was calling Asorok to say, please do something about your people attacking the people of my state, they ignored his phone call. Go and ask the governor. They ignored his phone call. He called 82 division to say, my people are under attack. They never responded. But if it is IPOB, you will see armored cars, you will see tanks. As I was trying to explain to US lawmakers and their opinion leaders here, that the Nigerian army is not fighting Boko Haram. They are not fighting banditry and kidnapping in the north. All their armies are in the south, concentrated in Biafra land to kill innocent people in the guise of keeping Nigeria as one. And I have something to say about those fools who are saying that, I think somebody wrote, I don't know if it's in a newspaper in the zoo, that IPOB has calmed down, that we are defunct. That is how foolish some people are. We are defunct, and every day people are pleading for unity. Every blessed day, Nigeria must please come together, unite and be one. If we are not effective at what we are doing, why else will you be asking and pleading for unity? Why would you do that? It's because we are potent. Because you know that the zoo must fall. Nigeria must collapse. There is no alternative. No amount of weaponry, guns, illegal abduction of innocent people, extrajudicial killings can save Nigeria. It is unsalvageable. All we are trying to do is to make the world understand what the Fulanis are doing. Once that sinks in very well, then we commence. No one can blame us then. Headsmen have attacked Enugu. Headsmen have also attacked Ebonyi. Go and Google all these things. Write it on Google. Headsmen everywhere, they have attacked Anambra. Google it, you will see it. 3 Anambra communities lament Fulani headsmen attack. It is everywhere. They have attacked everywhere. But have you ever heard that any army formation, be it the people in Onisha, be it the one in Obins, rising up to go and confront terrorists killing villagers? The answer is no. But if IPOB is gathering somewhere, you will see them. They will storm the place and start killing people at will. Why are they killing us, you may ask? It's because of your politicians. You know, we have this very selfish streak about us. And that is why black people were overtaken by other races on this earth. We are self-destructive. Our selfishness and ability to, should I say, ignore what is happening to other people is the reason why we are where we are today in terms of our lowly scale. If you measure us against other races around the world. Anambra has been attacked by Fulani headsmen. Everywhere is under attack. But I keep asking this simple question. Have you ever seen or heard that Nigerian army or soldiers in Onisha barracks mobilized to go to any of the communities. Ubenu, Achala. Communities to go and confront headsmen. The answer is no. But tell them that IPOB is meeting in somebody's house. You will see them, they will come there and start shooting. After shooting, they'll go, they'll say nothing will happen to us. Britain will protect us against the world. Nobody will ask questions. Why bother? And you have some idiots there to remember after the war that their mothers were impregnated by filthy, Fulani, uncircumcised soldiers. You will see them. They are Fulani by blood, but they have Igbo names. They will go on social media and be talking their usual nonsense. They never see anything wrong until they themselves are consumed. Only then will they know. We are under attack. Immense attack. And like the Jews of Europe, if we do not take time, it will consume us all. They were in Anambra killing and pillaging. Also, there were headsmen in Imo. What did the barracks do? Absolutely nothing. There, they were killing people and pillaging as usual. They say they called it, Vanguard newspaper called it double tragedy in Imo. As headsmen kill people. Did the army mobilize to go there? The answer is no. Did anybody report today that when IPOB was meeting that anybody died as a result of any confrontation? The answer is no. What was the army doing there with the police to kill people? Because the politicians, nothing, let me tell you something. The politicians have decided that nothing is going to stop them from having a shot at the presidency in 2023. Of course, everybody knows that they won't get it, but that is the way they are. They don't have our welfare at heart. All they care about is the money they're getting from allocation and how to improve their families and their sycophants. That's all they do. According to Vanguard report, Umo Waibu community in Okibo government of Imo State said they can no longer cultivate and harvest their crops due to fear of attacks by headsmen. Fulani headsmen in Imo. When they were complaining, did you hear anybody from Obinze racing to go and save them? The answer is no. Because Fulani headsman is a Fulani man, a Fulani terrorist. The man at Obinze commanding them and their foot soldiers, they're all Fulani people. I call them terrorists in uniform. That is what we've been struggling to, not, I wouldn't say struggle, but explaining to the international community. That the people you call Nigerian soldiers and army, they're actually terrorists in uniform, that's all. They didn't go there to save them. People were finding it difficult to carry out farming activities because of the killings. They went to Owerri to protest. And that was the end of it. Imo State too, under attack. How about Abia? Of the very deceitful and satanic Okezipazu. One day, anyway, good. Fulani headsmen attack. That was how they described it. Fulani headsmen attacks in Nigeria. This is Abia. Abia is under siege as well. Burning. People dying. They have killed us so much that when you hear now about Fulani headsmen attack, it is like another news. Because we are now immune to the atrocities of the Fulanis. That somebody felt that the best thing they can do is to organize a jamboree where they superficially come to say that they're apologizing to Eboyi people, when in actual fact all they are doing is planning their next line of attack. Abia is also under attack. The reason why I'm reading out all these things, you can Google it if you want. is to prove to you that every part of Biafra land is under attack, but you can never see the army or the police mobilize against their own. The Nigerian army and Nigerian police understand what their terrorist brothers are doing and they're supporting them. This contrasts with the stupidity of your average Igbo politician or aspiring Biafran politician that wants to please the North. The Nigerian army and Nigerian police don't give a damn what you think. Their job is to protect the interest of their terrorist brothers, Fulani headsmen. And they're doing it in the open. They don't hide it. But for us to hold a simple meeting in Ebonyi, those of our people in Ebonyi don't want it because all they are thinking of is before they spoil business for me. Do you see how selfish some of us are? But in the end, we are going to triumph and prevail. And any day we pick up arms to defend ourselves, the world can no longer blame us because all these things are obvious and very apparent. We know what to do and we are doing it. Abia State under attack as well. Even Abia women protested. Have you forgotten? Abia women came out to protest the invasion of farmlands. Our mothers being raped. Our land desecrated. In Abia. Has Okezie ever reason to say, I charge the police commissioner or the commandant of Ohafia barracks to do something about it? No. All their meetings is about IPOB, IPOB, IPOB. And what is IPOB fighting for? The well-being and freedom of everybody. How about the Fulani headsmen that the governors are protecting and their political friends? What are they doing to our people? They are killing our people. I don't know if people can actually try to see the irony of the whole situation. People came into our land to kill us, to rape our mothers, to take over our properties, and the army and the police are supporting them, including the governors and the politicians, those in Abuja and those in Lagos, those who owe their livelihood and their living to Fulani patronage. Let me put it that way. Some of you call them intellectuals. I call them semi-illiterate fools. Fulani soldiers and police are busy protecting Fulani headsmen. Protected by a Fulani government, Fulani cabal in Asarok. Fighting for Fulani interest. Fighting for Fulanization. Fighting for Islamization of everybody. And you see your own people who are dedicated to saving you and your race and your family and your future generations. And you're conniving with Fulani soldiers to kill them. And you're telling me that you're normal in the head. Abia State was also under attack. Let us try Delta. Is Delta safe? Of course not. It's not safe. Headsmen attack police van, kill 4 police officers as they sack a village in Delta. Now, they said they burnt our houses in Aba because a policeman allegedly was killed. His name is Alahaji. Nobody knows the policeman. But here, headsmen attacked police van, killed 4 police officers in Delta, went into a village and sacked that same village. No single headsman was arrested. Not one. Avachukwu Kikabiama, why he decided to place me in Africa. This is torture and this is punishment. I would have had to endure this had, say, a few percentage of the population been this stupid. But to have a whole swathe of people, towns, cities, populations cowering, fearful of a band of Janjaweeds from the north is beyond me. When Fulani killers go to their villages, they don't say anything. when they see a Biafran flag, they go into a seizure. That tells you the mindset of these people and how warped their reasoning is. Headsmen attack and kill police officers. Of course, police officers from the south, those who are stupid enough to be on the front line. They go into villages. I'm asking you to, I want you to Google Fulani headsmen attack Anambra, Fulani headsmen attack Ebonyi, Fulani headsmen attack Benue, Fulani headsmen attack Kogi, Fulani headsmen attack Delta, Fulani headsmen attack Edo, Fulani headsmen attack Bayelsa, Fulani headsmen attack Rivers, Fulani headsmen attack Akwa Ibom, Fulani headsmen attack Cross River. Everywhere you have the footprints of Fulani on the march. Fulani, they're everywhere, killing. But I'm asking you, as you ask about the Nigerian army response to what the Fulanis are doing, it is zero. Because the Nigerian army, the Nigerian police, Asorok Cabal, everybody is working towards advancing Fulani interest. Some of the politicians in the zoo from Biafra, they are busy advancing one Nigeria. You know that our people don't know that history has a very funny way of repeating itself. They will think that because the pogrom happened in 66, it won't happen again. That's how stupid some people are. You know, Ezekiel did the same thing that some of these idiots are doing now. One Nigeria. Where did it get us as a people? Nuzol with the same thing, one Nigeria. Where did it get us? One Nigeria. Where are we today, I ask you? But look at the Fulanis that take care of Fulani interests. They have everything given to them. Because our people don't understand how politics in primitive Africa plays out. What we are fighting for is freedom, and Biafra must be free. Is Akwa Ibom free from Fulani headsmen attack? The answer is no. Akwa Ibom is under siege. Have you heard of army attacking any Fulani headsmen, arresting any of them? The answer is no. But people wake up every day and pretend nothing is happening. They go to their stupid workplaces and they come back, they gossip, they lie, they deceive themselves. And they write junk on social media, that's all. And the day is gone. No meaning, no iota of meaning to their lives, none whatsoever. They brought a 45-year-old from Khartoum in Sudan to mimic the dead Buhari, with Aisha giving them every clue in the world. They still can't understand it. They can't understand it because they are black and their brains are empty. Fulani headsmen attack in Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom state government reacts over it. But were any of them arrested? No. If it's IPOB, they open fire. They don't even ask. They come see people, Biafran flag, they start firing. But Fulani headsmen and the bushes killing people, and no one is holding them accountable. How about Cross River? You think maybe Cross River is safe? Of course, you are kidding yourself. Because in Cross River, they attacked and they killed 10 people. What I'm telling you, look at what they destroyed. Go and Google it. Headsmen attack in Cross River. They killed 10 people and destroyed homes. 3,500 homes in Obio, Usiere, Udupani, local government area of Cross River State. But these were some of the people that said that they prefer to be in one Nigeria. That Fulani people are their friends. Today, the same Fulani people they call their friends have descended on them and killed 10 people. And I challenge any of them to tell me the village that Igbo people went to in Cross River and killed 10 people before in their history. You see how foolish we are. The same that I say to those of them that have subscribed to the warped view of Niger Delta. If what the Fulanis have done to the Ogoni people If half, let me say half, if half of what Fulanis have done to Ogoni people, even with the death of Cancer Wiwa, had Igbos done half of that, by now, Igbos wouldn't exist anymore. But despite everything that's been done to them, despite the fact that they have killed Cancer Wiwa, polluted the land, destroyed livelihoods, rendered them hopeless, to the point of sacking villages, they're still saying maybe restructuring will save Nigeria. Do you see how stupid people are? Can you understand how foolish people are? I do. Most people don't. Even Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Edo, they are not safe. Attacks in Enugu, you know that very well. In Benue, I got you. All forgotten with one handshake. Instead of Benue people to say, or for Governor Autumn to say that I need Miyetti Allah leaders in jail, he's busy shaking their hands, talking nonsense. And BBC was gleefully reported it, doing the bidding of the enemy. You know me, I speak the truth. I don't care. I don't give a damn. I will tell you the truth, no matter who you are. And that truth is what sustains IPOB and drives Biafra forward. Even BBC reported that we are attacks in Benue, but you will never hear BBC on this earth say that Fulani or Miyetti Allah are terrorists. Never. Look at all the states they have been to, communities they've attacked. Nobody will dare to rise up and say these are terrorists or that this is the hallmark of a terrorist group. No. It's IPOB with flag that is a terrorist group. The hypocrisy of black people. How about Bayelsa? Is Bayelsa free? Let us check. Google Bayelsa. Fulani headsmen attack Bayelsa. Very simple entry on Google. No, of course not. They have gone to Bayelsa community and they have killed, and I will tell you exactly where they killed people in Bayelsa. The place is called Tofani, Torfani, Tofani, in Sabama, local government area of Bayelsa State. Fulani headsmen are there killing people. Do we have grass in Bayelsa? Is it not the mangrove? We have mangrove in Bayelsa. They said they're looking for grass. Is there any grass in Bayelsa for them to eat? Their cattle to eat? But they are there displacing people and killing at will. And all they can see, all the useless if politicians can see, is IPOB gathering. That's all. Fulani are there killing you, and all you talk about or concerned about is IPOB and the coming of Biafra. They can't stop Biafra from coming. How about Edo? I'm talking about all these places because we have our people there. There are Biafrans in all these places. In Edo, in Ebanke, there are Biafrans. And they are under attack from Fulani terrorists, supported by the Nigerian army and the Nigerian police. Delta is gone. Of course, there is a heavy attack in Delta. Who doesn't know? Let me give you the names of the villages in Edo before they say that we don't know what we are talking about. The place is the Okomu Oil Company. If those that know it will know it. And I will give you the names of the villages in Edo. Ohua, Oke, Umope, Ekpan, in Ihue Clan, in Ihumwode local government area of Edo State. They came with their sophisticated weapons, with their bows and arrows and cutlasses and other dangerous weapons, brought into the, oh my goodness, to destroy and to kill and to pillage in Edo. And you still have some Edo people saying, one Nigeria, we want to belong to Nigeria, this one Nigeria, this Biafra thing. You see how foolish they are. Because whom the gods want to destroy, he first makes them mad. These people can no longer reason. When people attack Biafra, it is because they can no longer reason. How about Kogi State? Some of you don't know there are Igbo communities in Kogi. I have said it, you know, people don't read history. They say, Nnamdi Kanu included Kogi State in his Biafra. You know, idiots who didn't go to school. I went to school and I'm educated. There are Biafran communities in Kogi. And the funniest thing is that they actually speak Igbo language. Igbo, they speak Igbo. IGBO, they speak Igbo language. But some of you are so... This is my anger with Ohaneze. They claim we are the apex Igbo organization. We represent the interest of the Igbo people. How about the Igbo people in Kogi? In Benue? Do you look for them? Is it not IPOB looking for them and finding them and giving them a sense of belonging and making them realize that Biafra is for all? We will not abandon anybody. Even the Izon land in Ondo, we will not abandon them. We are taking everybody with us. Some of you claim you went to school. Of course, you went to school in the zoo. No sense of history. I feel sorry for some of you. But there is Igbo community in Kogi State. They are also under attack by Fulani people. And tomorrow they claim that Igbos are in 5 states. And Ohaneze will foolishly and hopelessly corroborate such fallacy by restricting themselves to, sometimes they say 7 states. We are in Benue and in Kogi. And by inference, Biafrans. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. Now I've mentioned Igbo, some will say, oh, can't you see it's an Igbo affair? You know, stupid people. But Britain is not an English affair. England is predominant in Britain. Nobody can say, but England, the English people are dominating us. No. You know, when you have primitive people in Africa discussing politics, you always know. You always know. So we are there. We are there. And what we have done this very week in America, I feel it's important that we inform the people, because there's nothing the zoo can do about it. Everything is in the open, it's not hidden. Is to inform and educate the policy leaders and opinion formers here in this country who don't know anything about what we are going through and what we are suffering. Some of them said, you are talking to yourselves. That is why when we visit the EU, the UN, and all other governments around the world, some of you don't actually know what we are doing. But the work we are doing is very, very important. Without it, what happened to us between 67 and 70 will happen to us again. And as I said previously, and I will continue to say, I am not prepared. This IPOB will not repeat the mistakes of the past. We must remain very strong and resolute. The enemies will try. They will buy over Facebook. They will buy over Twitter. They will do everything within their powers to frustrate our effort and our movement. But we must never, ever, ever give in nor capitulate. Because our freedom is far more closer than some of you would even imagine. Is that everything that I tell people? Everything that I tell our people, because the zoo is working around the clock, both locally. Anytime you hear go on, anybody come out and say, Nigeria is indivisible, our unity is not negotiable. They have paid 5 or 6 lobbying firms and diplomats abroad to be echoing the same sentiment, that the zoo is indivisible. Let me tell you, you know what they're telling people outside? The zoo, they're very foolish. You know what they say to them? That Nigeria is so big. If you divide Nigeria now, it will have a ripple effect. It will destabilize the region. And I always say to them, is Nigeria bigger than Soviet Union? Soviet Union had nuclear weapons. Is Nigeria bigger than Soviet Union? The answer is no. Is Nigeria, in terms of political significance and importance, greater than Yugoslavia? The answer is no. But all these great countries, they broke up and nothing happened. But that is what the zoo does. Now the zoo is using blackmail. If you allow Nigeria to break up, there will be regional instability. And you know what they were saying to the Americans? They said to the Americans, you don't have the troops to come down to West Africa to keep the peace. Because Nigeria is 200 million with 350 odd ethnic groups. So that listen to what they're telling the world, though. This is what the zoo is telling the world with the help of the British, of course. That if you decide to break up Nigeria, that means you're going to have 350 countries emerging from Nigeria. Do you see their trick?
Fallacy.
This fallacy, as the deputy will say. Do you see their fallacy? So when you're speaking to American lawmakers, they're saying, oh no, but you're 350. That means there'll be chaos and disorder. And I said to them, no, it's a lie. You have 350 clans. That what you have that is actually major ethnic groups in the zoo is not more than 9. The rest is just a variation of dialect. Variation of dialects does not mean you are a new nation or a new country. That's what we've been doing in America.
Well, I did before the colonial masters.
And we existed before Lugard came, and there was no problem. Now Lugard is gone. We want to go back to the way we were before. There shouldn't be any problem. I want to tell you the length that the zoo and their masters, their handlers are going to try to frustrate Biafra and what IPOB stands for. They say to governments of the world, but we are a government. You shouldn't be listening to IPOB. They're a terror group. Don't listen to them. They are rabble rousing. But we're educated, I told you it is called diplomatic strangulation. By the time we are done, we will march. And when we march, nobody on this earth will blame us. That's what we are trying to establish. That is what your so-called politicians are trying to ruin. Because they want to remain slaves. They want to remain house niggers. They want to remain the favorite of the Fulani Caliphate, so they can make them governors, make them senators, make their children House of Reps members, and send them to state and local assemblies. Because everything else have collapsed. And now let me also add this so that people appreciate why we want Biafra and nothing else. And I will use the same Ebonyi to give as an example. There was a very viable industry built by Dr. Michael Okpara, of course, with a significant input from Dr. Azikiwe. Nkalagu cement factory was called Niger Sem. Now listen very carefully. The primary source of raw material for Niger Sem is gotten from Ebonyi, from Nkalagu, is limestone. Limestone occurs in abundance in Ebonyi. As you well know, Ebonyi is naturally endowed. You know what they did? Igbo politicians went to the north, to their Fulani masters, to the Caliphate, collected money, came down and shut down Nkalagu cement factory, Niger Sem. Some of my uncles were working there then, the Mobilas. And they gave the monopoly of cement importation to Dangote after they ruined Ibeto, of course. Ibeto was a one Nigeria believer, but where is he today? And now let me make this very clear to all of you listening. Dangote doesn't manufacture cement in Nigeria. Now listen very carefully, please. What Dangote does is to import the dust, the cement dust, from abroad and bag it, repackaging, into a bag that has Dangote on it. People are saying that Nigeria is good for us. Let us campaign for the presidency because they are myopic, they are evil, they are wicked, and they are ignorant. If they could not allow you to use a naturally occurring material, limestone in Ebonyi, to produce cement, but instead shut it down to import cement dust from outside, costing valuable foreign reserve, because it's bought in dollars. How can you convince yourself that such people love you? Are you not stupid? It is the same Ebonyi that we gathered earlier today, and they decided to kill us.
And you know what they're doing it?
Why are they doing it?
We are here in Washington.
Because we're in Washington. So they are panicking.
The the corridors of power is panicking because they have sent messages to them that we are here. What did the former ambassador tell you?
Yes, ambassador. Yeah,
that I know that you are coming.
That's correct. One of the ambassadors actually told me that I know you are coming to my office. I won't say his name now, but I will publish the pictures that I took with him. He said, "I know you are coming. They've been discussing in Washington that you are here, so I know you're coming to my office." And so the zoo knows, and they are panicking as usual. They know we cannot fail. They know me very well, that IPOB cannot fail. They know that. And they know that our destination is Biafra. That no Jupiter, it doesn't matter who you are. And as I also told our American friends, if every Biafran has to die in the process of Biafra restoration, so be it. As long as there is one man and one woman left to carry on giving birth to a new generation of free Biafrans, so shall it be. We are not backing down, not one iota. Our people should just watch this space and see what is going to happen. Forget all this stupid local propaganda by people impregnated by uncircumcised Fulani men after the Biafra war, even during the war itself. The march of IPOB is relentless. And in that regard, and Uche, please arrange for somebody from Ebonyi to give us the exact details as to what is happening, please. Very, very important. We need it. Ask them to call this very number. And whilst we are on it, we must tell the world that we have committed no crime to warrant the Nigerian army to open fire on innocent people whilst Fulani headsmen are busy killing, pillaging, looting, and raping all over the place. These are the things you must understand. And I also want to warn IPOB and Biafrans at large. The enemies will come. The enemies will come. Not openly sometimes. They will come in every guise. They have hired media, social media influencing firms from Russia and from Israel. And two other companies are also helping them from the UK. Some of the people you see answering Biafran names, castigating or criticizing you, they're not Biafrans, you know. They are computer-generated profiles and ID to give the impression that we don't love ourselves or that we are fighting ourselves. You must be smart and rise up to this very challenge. Let me also warn you that whereas before, when you write a post, you will get 500 likes, 1,000 comments, that era has come and gone. It will no longer happen. What Facebook is doing is to give the impression that people no longer respond to your post or they no longer read from you. No matter what you write, the highest you can get sometimes is 10 or 20 likes on your personal page. Don't be dismayed. Don't be disgruntled. Don't allow yourself to become downtrodden. Always know that the enemy is at work, and we are all reading what you're writing. Don't expect Radio Biafra London page, which at some point was the largest in the world, to continue growing because it will no longer grow beyond 1.5 million. Facebook made that very clear. They are trying to curtail us. They are trying to rein us in. Because with the use of social media, we were able to let the whole world know, at least some of them, partially what is happening in our land. Everybody must go to Twitter. Everybody must go to Instagram. I repeat, every Biafran must open a Twitter account. Every Biafran must open an Instagram account. Not to be posting and publishing nonsense, but to use it as a platform to educate the world as to our plight and what the Fulanis intend to do to our people. This battle is on all fronts. Make no mistakes about it. They tried and succeeded in imposing media blackout during the war. We are in the digital age. We are not going to allow them to repeat the same thing this time around. We must be very, very vigilant. And I have a few announcements. Are they ready to speak to us? This is from South Africa. No, it's not this one. Once they come, I will show you the number if you can confirm it. Then we go live with that very call and we hear what they have to say. Let me also repeat that there are those here in the United States of America who are in the habit of starting one useless scheme or the other. I have not given the authorization to start any scheme, any banking scheme in America. That is very obvious. Let me also remind those who are working against the directive that I gave regarding the $1 contribution. What we are doing is very expensive. If you know, you know. I directed that every Biafran in the United States of America should contribute at least $1 to our central account. $1 to our central account. I also understand that some people mischievously went to campaign against it. If I hear that you are campaigning against any project, any scheme, any program that I authorized, you will be moved out of IPOB. Those that know me know that's the way I operate. Anything you are doing that is not sanctioned, you must shut it down immediately. You must shut it down immediately. If you are in the habit of speaking against the order that I gave that every Biafran in the USA must contribute $1 towards this very effort, if you have spoken against it in the past, then retrace your steps, otherwise you will be in very serious trouble. I will expel you publicly from IPOB. I'm telling you that. Ask those that thought that they were something before, where they are today. They are groveling and begging and they cannot come back. I assure you of that. We are not joking. This is Radio Biafra. Who is speaking? Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you.
From the land of Biafra, Biafra land. This is Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
State coordinator, IPOB, boy, state, Atlanta.
Yes, go ahead.
Good evening, Biafrans all over the world, lovers of freedom, the well-wishers, even the haters. Today is the Black Sunday in the land of Ebonyi. Right in Nozibo.
Go ahead. Have we lost him? Have we lost him? I encourage you to please try and call back. Have we lost him? Yes, I think he's back now. He's back now. We have him online. Yes, please go ahead.
In the land of Ebonyi State.
Yes, go ahead.
Presently at Ozibo Community Primary School in Ebonyi local government, where peacefully in the conduct of the human mala we gathered to celebrate with the identified local government, Ebonyi local government, on the inauguration. All of a sudden, we saw the presence of the zoo security, the Nigerian Joint Forces, with their DSS, police, army, all committed forces armed, trooped in and started firing right from the main road where they were dropping from their hillocks. They started shooting, not minding the aged men and women who gathered there to, because there's no any other crime will commit, rather, they saw Biafran flag hosted in the premises. They started shooting on our people. As I speak to you right away, the hearing of the word, many are on severe pains, various bullet wounds, which the pictures all over the internet. As I speak to you, many have been adopted. I can't give account of the number of persons that have been adopted by now. The husband and wife, labor practitioner, was shot off his tires. His two tires were shot with live bullets. which they adopted him and the wife. As I speak to you now, among these zoo security custody unknown to us, their whereabouts, many people have been adopted, and they are still going house to houses as we speak in search of our people. I talk to you now, the entire city, the monopoly of Ebonyi State has no rest because their helices are running all over. Vehicles of more than 50 in number were all shot on the both 4 tires. The tricycles, the motorcycles that were within that facility were all shot on their tires. Many people, as I speak to you now, the village is disastered because of the level of gunshots at the premises. Everybody has to seek on hill. Lazy mothers, young and olds, all have to seek on hill, running because of what is happening. And the situation we find ourselves today in the state, and all these things were sent by no other person than the David Umahi, flag master of the Fulanis in the state. Right now, we have carried these parties. We have about 3 people, 3, who were shot on both legs with live bullets. And entire state now, they have injected them in the government hospitals, private sectors, render treatment on them. They abandon them, that we must get police reports from the same people who shot them. I speak to you now, these people are lying on severe pain. No admission, no treatment ongoing on them because of the molestation and inhuman treatment ongoing. Have to cost us going into the bush areas and survival of hours, and all the villagers were on their heels. And this is the same place he came down with his troop and bombed the Fulani herdsmen who are there to occupy the land. And nobody go after them. Those security agents after them. All the crime will commit that will gather in the same place. Now, Loma gathering peacefully, quarter to nobody. In the situation we find ourselves in the state today, I wish to bring this to the notice of the world to see the level of inhuman treatment that is going on. In various places in the state, as I speak to you now, have been disastered by the headless, and nothing is doing to it. Yesterday, they trooped them down in Mexico. On Wednesday night, they brought in different types of military uniforms and paramilitary in disbursement to these herdsmen, which, as I speak to you now, if you come into the monopoly and to the local areas of the state, you begin to see even the armies in the very rural and rural timid areas. And I wonder what the army is doing in the timid areas has to do with the lives of the people. They have declined to commission Operation OPI, as they said, Operation Positive Identification. That if anybody found, and this operation must be conducted at night in the state, that once you are found there is no national ID card, voters card on you, they will shoot you and throw to the pit. This is the inhuman act that is going on in the state. On daily basis, they took in trucks loaded of foreigners, Nigeris, Arabians, Fulanis, to the left that even the outsiders who were in the state before is raising alarm that these are killers. And this is what the Information can do for the state, bringing in people, molesting the people in the society to suppress everybody. I speak with you, there is no cordial relationship between a good living neighbor that has to do with the people and Cross River because of what the same herdsmen killing people. This day you find them in a zoo, they will burn down houses and properties and claim that it is people that came and attacked the people, and then we go to Cross River and burn down houses and claim that this is a communal war. There is no communal war ongoing in the Ebonyi State. This is an attack, open attack. Many have been apprehended live. And when you remove the masks on them, you see that these are Fulani. assigned by the state government. The same thing happening between Igbo people and that of Benue. There's no communal crisis in this environment. They are the people that resist this alarm. Just like the adage our people say, that one would throw a stone where there is oil and come out and shout, "We throw stone." He, the governor of the state, is the one accelerating all these inhuman activities through the masters, the Fulani. I speak to you, the local government chairman of the Ebonyi State. Ebonyi local government has been going around house by house, checking people, all for the fact that the indigenous says they don't have where their family more or less, where that Fulani should settle or cattle rearing. Now they have changed topic from that of the old canal in the state to agricultural livestock, farm plantation. Right in Isu, in Onitsha local government, they went through an appointed commissioner, and that of the local government chairman with the traditional rulers there, declining that occupants of 20 square hectares of land should relocate to unknown destination, that they want to build LMPC station there. So the question remains, are you building an LMPC station in such a village where even the private police stations has not been patrolized to death, and more or less talking of raising that of LMPC for them? This is the level of molestation they are giving to the state. Right down in the city, 400 square hectares of land have been dominated with the host of flats in the republic inside the Ebonyi State. Right in Amasre community, the same thing is happening. In Afi, the same thing is happening. In Eshango, the same thing is happening. Creating inhuman measures between the neighboring villages. Creating a lot of atrocities. There's no single morning you wake up, you don't find a dead corpse on the street. There's no single morning you wake up, you don't hear of a rape of the young women and aged women. This is the inhumans they are doing into the state. And we are calling the world to come to our aid. To come to our aid. They are withdrawing our population on daily basis, every minute of the day. Thank you, my leader. The pain I'm seeing over the people who are lying on wounds cannot even allow me to express much. And even as I speak to you, with the hearing of the word, the shock of the level of bullet fire. This premises today in the simple community primary school. I don't think that one bus can pack the causes of these bullets that were fired in this premises. I speak with you now, the instruments, the seats we were sitting on were all loaded in their heelotties. Even the foods that were cooked to give to people to feed on the course of the gathering we had, they packed everything, drinks, water, pure water, canned water in their numbers to their heelotties, went off with. As I speak with you now, the word should be on record that Barrister Cyril Ndubisi Orogo and the wife is in their hands, unknown to us what their situation and condition is as we speak. Because for them in open place to shoot live bullets on the 4 tires while on ride, I wonder what their condition is as we speak now. If the word should be on note, many who were they carried away, tied their faces. For now, we have not gathered their limbs, but between now to the next morning, we should be able to communicate ourselves all around the state and know who is missing. That we may come up with the details of the atrocities that before to the people of Ebonyi today. Thank you once again. Good evening, Biafrans in the land. Good morning and good afternoon, depending on my side of all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. You've heard it, and what they're doing. They came and they shot, they killed people. I need the name of the barrister and the wife and the names of all those injured. I pray that no one is dead, because it didn't say that anyone was dead. So we're just praying for that. We need pictures of the injuries with their names, the exact time that they were shot, that we may continue to compile and supply this information to global agencies, that they may bear us witness anytime we decide to march. That is why we are doing what we are doing. Because when you come to places like this and they tell you we've not heard of this problem before, that means anything you do, they will say, okay, the Nigerian government said you're terrorists, that means you're terrorists. So we need to come to explain ourselves, to let them understand what the Fulani terrorists in uniform are doing. We are confronting terrorists without uniform, and then terrorists in uniform. The same governor of Ebonyi State said that our land is being overrun by Fulani headsmen. He never called the army, he never called DSS, because the secret police, the DSS, the army and the police, they're all Fulani people. They don't go to school, but they're in the army. They don't go to school, they're in the DSS. They don't go to school, they're in the police. I don't know. I can't.
They're using terrorism as business.
And for them, terrorism is business. As I told people here in the USA, they come to you and they tell you, oh, Boko Haram is doing this. They kidnapped girls here. They are the ones kidnapping the girls. The Nigerian government is Boko Haram. Nigerian government is Miyetti Allah. They are the terrorists themselves. These are the things we need to explain to every government around the world, every coordinator in every country. And some of these people, rather than busying themselves with schemes that I have not authorized or giving them permission to dabble into, what we need them to do is to make sure that every lawmaker where you are, we are going to prepare a series of information. Every lawmaker in the 100 countries around the world that IPOB is domiciled must understand what we are doing and why we are doing it. Because the zoo is unsustainable. Nigeria is worse than a jungle. Nigeria is not supposed to contain human beings, because the people there are unbelievable. They are unbelievably wild. We must continue to do this very work. There are people calling. Do we have time to take calls from New York? Something?
Yeah, if you...
There is a caller from New York, please. Can you that? The caller on the phone, please. You know the protocol. You know the drill. You give us your name and where you're calling us from, please. Your name and where you're calling from, if you may.
Yeah. Hello?
Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yeah, my name is Mark Steve. I'm calling from New York here.
Go ahead.
Good. Well, I have been following you, Nnamdi Kanu. I respect you so much. I thank you once again. Your spirit is so high. We acknowledge you. We are making sure, in one way or the other, putting our heads together. I've been making sure that I've been following you all your broadcasts. But all the same, sir, I think we really have to step up, because the rate at which the killings are now is alarming. I don't know what you are doing or your strategies you have put in place, but also we really have to minimize this. I don't know how you do it, but let's minimize it. Now for John. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Is he part of the family?
Are you part of the IPOB family in New York?
I'm not actually, but I'm working towards it.
You see, because you have very good ideas, and it will be very, very beneficial if you are to be part of what we are doing and avail yourself of the IPOB Family Forum in New York to ventilate some of these issues, and then it will be implemented. IPOB is there to make our people have a collective sense of purpose, and I expect you to try the much you can to be part of IPOB. You said we must hurry up. We know there's only one way to stop them. We need to defend our land against these people. And we know that our people, those that you claim are politicians, will not do anything about it because all their life they have been serving Fulani Caliphate. It is up to us to do something about saving ourselves, saving our children and unborn generation. And if you belong to the nearest family where you are, that will speed up that very process. So I have acknowledged what you've said. We shall do something about it, but please join the nearest IPOB family where you are. If there is none, you can start one yourself, because IPOB belongs to all. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you.
All right.
Yes. Do you have anything to say to our people before we bring today's proceedings to a close?
Yes, just to add to what you have just said, and for our people to brace up for the challenges ahead, because the killings will continue. They will come against us even harder than that they have come now. But the most important thing
and
is
disinformation. They'll be lying against us again.
Of course.
Before governments around the world.
Of course.
Good.
Nigerian government has earmarked billions of the worthless naira to deal with our people. They have started with Facebook. They are partnering with Facebook to try to minimize the damage, the exposure that we are giving to them. So what is happening on social media platform is not by accident. It is a deliberate ploy. It is a deliberate and orchestrated and conscious effort to try to destroy IPOB from within, to try to minimize our influence. But they have lost it because all our messages have been delivered to the appropriate quarters. All we need to do is to continue to sustain the pressure. They will get tired, like our leader has always said. And after us, there will be no people like us again. Let us take more calls.
Yes, I think it's better we take more calls. We have a caller on the phone, please. Your name and where you're calling from, if you may.
My name is Sergio Batomunakwe from Texas, Dallas, Texas. There was a time you came over here and we met you. That was the time I was the president of ACA National Union, Texas.
Yes.
I would like to have this central account number, please, because many of us wanted to pay and we wanted to go directly to the central account. And secondly, there was one of our brothers who was in charge of IPOB Dallas. I'm a member, but now he was suspended since 2016. That's Uchukumaram Innocent. And we have been searching around to see whether there is any other person you appointed to head us here. And we tried to get in touch with the woman in Houston, but I don't have her number. Mrs. Opara, Chisom.
Yes.
When I only in charge for Dallas, and with so many people about the issue.
Yes, I will. Yes, I will make sure. You must understand something that in IPOB, I just don't wake up one morning to suspend people. If you disobey a direct order, you will be suspended from IPOB because we need to be disciplined. But I have a telephone number to give to you, our overall coordinator in the USA, and this goes to everybody in the USA. Now, let me also say this to you. Once you find yourself without the nearest contact of IPOB, you start IPOB family yourself. Start one yourself where you are. You are IPOB. You are also IPOB. You can start IPOB family yourself in your house with your wife and your children. You can start it in your bedroom if you want to. Because Biafra, of course, please take down this number. Very, very important. Because this is the national coordinator of USA, Dr. Okoro. I call him, but it's Okoro. In my hand, America, his name is Dr. Okoro. Yeah, Okoro is 512 825
53 00. Okay, it's now 512-825-5300.
Absolutely. Contact him and you can start a family where you are. Thank you very much.
Because I too much. Too much.
Of course.
I get really on one.
He said, thank you very much.
So one of the because I don't have no my thank you. I mean, God will protect you.
Yes, sir.
We are with you.
Yes, sir.
Anywhere, anytime, any day.
Thank you very much.
Because check a bag woman.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Yes,
sir. Thank you very much.
We are for it.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, my dear brother. You're very kind. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was our brother from Texas. And I must also say, can I have the Texas coordinator number, please? Can I have it? And the caller on the phone, stay where you are. Can I have, let me mention this account again, please. It's very important. That is how we get, nobody runs or funds IPOB because we don't have any Biafran billionaire in hard currency. That is the truth. The account number is in America. Which bank is this? Is no. This is not. This is not our account. This is not. What are you giving me? Crenshaw Avenue? No, it's not. We must proceed. I have, that is somebody from the United Arab Emirates, is it? The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Please, your name and where you're calling from, if you may.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. No, we've lost him. We have lost him, and please, if as usual, you know the protocol, once you are with us, endeavor, please.
611.
Oh dear me. The whole thing is, we've not used this type of system in a while, so the whole thing is all over the place. Should we take more calls or bring this to an end, because a lot of people are trying to get through? I want the original account details, please, and get that. That is our account here in the USA that anybody who wants to support can also contribute to, because only if they know how much we're having to spend, but they don't understand that. Some of them don't. This is Radio Biafra. You're live and the world is listening. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Yes, good evening, Nnamdi Kanu. This is Victor Godnakukwe calling from Boston, Massachusetts, USA.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the program. Please go ahead. The world is listening.
Thank you, sir. It's a pleasure to talk to you, with you there, with our Deputy Leader, Mazi Uchebefo. I really have to thank you for all you're doing for Biafrans. But there's one thing I want to suggest, like the countries in the world, is there any way we can write them notes about them protecting us, even though we are Biafrans in the diaspora, so that we can protect our population in the diaspora?
Yes, we are doing that. And as you well know, most countries around the world now recognize what we are passing through. And people are once you identify with IPOB, you can no longer be deported. You know that very well. And countries that were almost impregnable before in terms of their determination to keep away asylum seekers now recognize the need to grant IPOB family members asylum. Even those who are not IPOB. Some of our brothers from Oduduwa are even using IPOB to secure their stay in countries around the world. So I will ask any Biafran to avail him or herself of that very opportunity as well. We are doing that. As you well know, we are traveling extensively, consulting and speaking to governments around the world. And in the end, we're not only going to be free in the diaspora, we're also going to be free in our homeland, Biafra. Thank you very much.
Okay, well, thank you, sir.
We are live. Is that Obido? Is that Obido Obian? Is that correct? Yes, let me see if we can we get him. Mazi Obiano, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. One second.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, then. Thank you very much, my brother.
Thank you very much. The line is I don't know what is happening to the line. What is it? Is it the network here also?
It's network.
Is the network here?
I think I'm coming from let's see, I have to jump.
In fact, allow me to call you back. I will call you. I'll call you back. I think we need to call you from here. Let me call you back from here.
Okay.
We'll call you from here. Obi Debiano, a good man, of course. And it doesn't go to his head. When I call him a good man, it doesn't go to his head. He is normal. He is normal. It doesn't go to his head. But it's true, isn't it? You know our people. We have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me, please? Your name and where you're calling from, if you may.
Hello, I'm calling from Florida.
Please, yes. And what is your name?
My name is Alexander Sotochukwu.
It's a beautiful name. I like your name. Sotochukwu is a very beautiful name. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much, and I appreciate the good work you have been doing. And I ask that God will continue to empower you so you can get more revelations and do the right things that God has empowered you to do for the people of Biafra. You know, I really want to pinpoint exactly some certain things that is happening in the zoo called Nigeria, and I think exactly what they are planning to do now is to wipe out the whole Biafra land with their kind of a strategy, which is the new one they call Operation Identification of Self. And I think they are doing all these things because they want to concentrate mainly on the south and the southeast to see how they can be able to steal and then bring us a little bit down so we cannot be able to see exactly what is going on. So I really want to know how we can be able to withhold or to face this kind of problem that we are facing right now with this cabal, because the more they are getting close to us, it's like a cold war, and I think it's high time we have to give them this cold war as well too, because they are using some of our Biafran, I don't know what to call them. They are using the same people against us, and I think we still need to prepare our own strategy to see how we can be able to kill these same people in the same cold way they are using them against us. I don't know, but I just want to give my own contribution and my own quota today. So this is my own view. Nnamdi Kanu.
Thank you very much. Thank you for calling. But I have to ask this question, which I ask everyone. Are you part of the IPOB family in Florida?
Well, I'm trying to work on it, but I'm not part yet.
Don't work on it. You can start a family. Sometimes you can start a family where you are. Start an IPOB family where you are. You are a Biafran. If you're in Florida, you start an IPOB family. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you. This is Radio Biafra. Please try and contact a lot of people from the US today. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Allow me to try and get you on the speaker so the world can hear you. Please, your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Emmanuel Akobondo. I'm calling from Maryland, USA.
Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yeah, about the account number. The account number is correct. The only thing is that what they use as routing number is actually the account number, while the routing number is the account number that was given. So it's a Chase Bank.
Chase Bank. So can we confirm that the account number is 515?
No, the account number is not 515. It started with 07. The 515 is the routing number.
Please give me the account number the way you have it.
Okay, let me get it because I have it on my phone.
Yes, get it.
My cell phone. I'm getting it now.
Okay. Let them. Our Texas coordinator. Is he on the phone?
No.
Is the number for our Texas coordinator, please, for our dear brother rank from Dallas, is 214. This is the IPOB coordinator for Texas. 214-664-8119. Ndubeze, our Texas coordinator. 214-664-8119. We are still waiting for our brother. Somebody's calling from Milwaukee as well. My goodness. We are still waiting for our brother to give us the correct details because apparently it was swapped upside down. It is not correct. It is not correct. People are saying it is not correct. So they need the correct number. We want the correct number. We have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, hello.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
Oh, my name is Sifo.
Your name is what? Have we lost him? We have lost him. We have lost him. I need to unhold the caller on the phone. Can you hear me? We have a caller on the line. Can they hear us? I want to know if they can. The caller on the phone, can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, I'm calling. My name is John. I'm calling from Malaysia.
From Malaysia. Please go ahead.
Okay, please. Am I on with Nnamdi Kanu?
Of course you are, yes, and the world as well. Not just me, the whole world is listening. Go ahead.
Okay, so thank you very much for giving me audience. And I also want to first of all sympathize with you for the mother, for the death of the mother. Okay, and hello.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yes, I want to know because in Malaysia now, it seems the family of the IPOB is non-functional, and I have been making calls and trying to see if there's any way we can have a family here that is viable, that is very, very strong, and also that will be very, very proactive. And for the past few months now, or 1 year as the case may be, there is no meeting, no family. So I don't know how we're going to start it.
Where are you in Malaysia? Where exactly are you in Malaysia?
Share alarm. In care.
Okay. Okay. What I need you to do is.
I've gone to a place we call Chara, where we used to have a meeting there, but nothing is going on there anymore. So that's what I'm calling now.
Okay. No problem. And thank you very much. I will raise this very matter up with our leadership in Asia. I know that Obilo Anthony is very, very strong and one of us, very formidable and strong. And everyone knows about my affinity, my attachment to Malaysia and my regard for them, which I wouldn't like to see diminish. Because I see Malaysia as being very critical and preeminent in this very effort because of the role they played when we started. And that is not going to stop. Thank you very much. Thank you. I shall take that up with them. Thank you very, very much. We have a caller on the phone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Nnamdi Kanu.
Yes.
I'm humble in the best what the way you said. I'm Monobo, Nimo State.
And where are you calling from?
I'm Nimo State. Obo, Nimo State.
I know Obo very well. The home of our great leader, the greatest of them all, Sam Mbakwe, yes.
Yes, I'm from California.
From California. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. Yes.
From LA, Los Angeles.
Yes, go ahead.
Young Biafra on the Mugo Kudobi. No, na La Biafra. On a sumo of Kudobi. No, say, can you have a bell? It no $1 of it will be
enough. $1. If you have $1 million, you give us. But the minimum is $1 each person. Once we have it, If we can replicate what we have done at the EU, the UN, here in the US, across major countries around the world, we will fend off the advance of the zoo and at least be able to gain the relevant support and sympathy needed to confront a monster like Nigeria. Without it, we will fail. If not for what we are doing right now, we would fail. So every support must be brought to bear on this very effort. And I would like you to be a part of the family in California if you are not. And I also want you to make your contributions. If you want to, the minimum is $1. Anybody who wants to give us $10 million, they are welcome. But I can assure you, if IPOB has $10 million, Zoo will fall in 4 days. I can assure you. Zoo will fall in 4 days.
Another thing to if you can start soliciting for foreign support, because of what?
That is what we are doing. On that, we cannot go into details. Why am I in the USA? I haven't come here to watch beautiful cars and lovely skyscrapers. We came here for something important, and we are doing it, and we are succeeding. What we need is the support, and then you leave the rest to us. We know what we are doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye now. I want to get our, oh dear, somebody is calling, Mazi Obidi. We are going to get hold of him. He won't be able to speak that. The caller on the phone, can you hear me? Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello.
Yes, please. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, my name is Dr. Peter Obaokeke. I'm calling from Richmond, Virginia.
Richmond, Virginia. Thank you very much. Please go ahead.
Yes, we want to know who is the coordinator here. And then about the Zelle, we try to send money through Zelle. The Zelle is asking for a special phone number. So it's, I want a clarification on this issue of transfer. Most of us want to transfer, but we could not.
Zelle, what is happening today? Hold on a second, madam. What is happening to this Zelle? Can we clarify this? What is the problem with the Zelle? He's asking for a special number. He wants to send money, but he's asking for a special number.
For phone number, yes.
He's asking for phone number. So can our leadership in the USA give us a phone number for the Zelle, please? So that those who want to pay via that means, when they confront this very problem of phone number, they actually have a number to give to them. Please, we need this very number. Mazi Obid is on the line. Maybe Obid will be able to clarify for us. Please stay on the line. Okay. Yes, please. Okay. Yes, Wachineke, go ahead.
Wachineke, again, once again, my sincere condolences. Of course, I'm calling in because I heard what is going on. People saying something about account and everything. I think the first thing that all these callers will understand is that when you give information here, it's important that they follow up with the information. And that's what I'm calling to clarify and help them. You have rightly made the announcement about our national coordinator, who is Dr. Okoro. I know it spells like O-K-I-O, but the pronunciation is different. Dr. Okoro, because we have people running around here confusing on people who wants to play a role. If we get that right, then we will know about Dr. Okoro's number, which we have already given out, and I'm willing to give it out again here. Please give me a second. Let me get the number clear again to validate what you already given. Number for the national coordinator here, Dr. Okoro, Clement Okoro, is 512-825-5300. Again, 512-825-5300. Okay, that's his number. The second one that you called here is Ndubeze, who is the coordinator of Texas. Okay, Mazin Ndubeze's number, it just is the last name, is 214-664-8119. Again, 214-664-8119. 664-8119. That's Mazi Agency for Texas. Now, the account number that we are talking about for this $1 donation. And remember, this $1 donation is for charity for our people. Go there and make your $1 and make sure you pay for the entire family, not just you. There's no way we can use $1 and fight for freedom. This is a charity. And the account name is BIA Foundation Incorporation. BIA, like Biafra, BIA Foundation Inc. This account number is the recipient, again, BIA Foundation. If you put in this BIA Foundation, if you are using Zelle, Zelle is a service that is provided by major banks in the United States here. Bank of America is using it, US Bank is using it, Chase is using it, and so many other major banks here. Once you go in, you use the Zelle, and Zelle is spelled Zelle. Zelle will take in these services free of charge. And what you need to do is you will set up an online account. When you set up an online account, you go in, if you're asking for a recipient, you put in this BIA Foundation Inc. BIA Foundation Inc. And the next thing you put in there is not a phone number. There's an alternative for phone number, but you don't need a phone number. The next thing you put in there is where the email is required, which is BIA, the same BIA, 67foundation@gmail.com. Again, the email to this account is BIA 67, number 67, foundation@gmail.com. Once you put in this email, remember the recipient is BIA Foundation Inc. BIA space Foundation space Inc. And you put this email in where the required space. You put in your money and the money goes straight. Okay, you don't need the phone number to this account, please. We have heard that people are walking around and asking who is the name in this account, who says from this account. Now you can hear that our leader authorized this account. Okay, because when you leave now, they will go around and start yapping again. This is the account. You can hear now. The leader is confirming it. I'm here giving you the same information. So there's no need running around questioning about who owns this account, who is a signatory to this account. It's a simple obedience, people. Go in and make this $1 donation. If you're a family of 5, making $5. And that is times 12. Make it for 1 year. I've made mine. So I am not telling you what I'm not doing. Now, that is it about this $1. However, remember that we have participants already in the United States. Give an offering of $60 monthly for this freedom. This $60 is an offering. If you are one of the participants, you want your name to be on record for this God's own project. And this very project must be supported. $1 is just charity. So that you will contact your state coordinator. You contact your various state coordinators. Mazia Lozier is on the radio. Whatever state you live in, call Mazia Lozier's program. The same radio Biafra that you are listening right now, that you are calling our director. The same radio, Mazia Lozier comes to this radio every day at 9 a.m. for people that live in the Eastern region, for me, is 6 a.m. We have Peter Ike. Peter Ike is one of the radio hosts. He comes at 6 a.m. Eastern time, because I see a lot of people from Maryland and all these places are going. In Los Angeles, here where I dwell in, it's 3 a.m. So I wake up and I listen so I can see what they're saying. If you want to know the coordinator of your state, you call in and make inquiries. They will direct you on how to participate in what we're doing. I know our leaders say you can coordinate. That means you don't have, if you hear this gospel, you don't have to waste a minute to join. That's what it means. That aside, that said, there's a way we conduct ourselves. We want to be in uniform. So you must consult your state coordinator to give you guidelines on what you need to do. Because we don't want a situation whereby somebody will start running around and start collecting people's money and say, our leader told me on the radio to start a family. Everything that is done here is done in accordance with the IPOB fundamental guidelines. If our land is under occupation, and we are here marrying and marrying, peacocking ourselves everywhere, whereas these marauding Fulani terrorists are in our land decimating our own family. So this is the information I want to share. Another thing I want to say is the account that says Crenshaw is an authentic account. That's the national account here. This account was established in 2016 and is still okay. It's the national account for states that have not gotten their state account running. I know that New York have their state account running. David Ezekwesili is there. I know that California have our state account running. Babachi Joke is doing it here. I know that other states, Atlanta have their state account running. Mazia Nyakiri is doing that. So these are state accounts that are running. Meanwhile, for people who haven't had their state account set up, for these participants, for being a participant in this freedom project, you will donate to this account that says it has a 3738 sequential address. It's an authentic account. Any money that goes in there drains to the headquarters, finance headquarters of IPOB. And this is what I want to clarify. I'm watching again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your presence here. I can't thank you enough. And my role model right there, Mazimefo, I can't thank you guys enough. And God will make sure that you guys go back to your respective destinations come few days as we'll continue. For all Biafrans, remain faithful, remain diligent, remain truthful. The truthfulness is what I ask of you. And more importantly, humble yourselves. But God is here to set us free. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. Mazubi Dobieno, our North America rep. And I think that brings us to the end. A lot of people, yes. And also, our madam is here, our woman leader here in the USA. She just walked into this very broadcast. I think it is an honor to have her with us here, and I want her to acknowledge our people. She came to see me. That was me. Please go ahead.
Thank you all Biafrans and lovers of freedom around the world. My name is Mrs. Bridget Okafor. It's a great honor to come here to see our leader today. In fact, at this stage now, we are going home. There is no doubt about it. Mama has left to open the wide door for us. So I don't have much to say. We just walked in. But definitely, we are going home. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, ma. Thank you very, very much. I would like people at home, especially the politicians and those in the zoo, to see her. If there's any definition of a thick madam, this is it. Yes, she has a very commanding presence. Very commanding, I must say. And I welcome you. I welcome you here to see us today. Deputy, you have anything to say? A lot of people are calling. If we start taking calls over here till tomorrow. But we have to prepare for the things that we have to do. I must thank everybody who has actually listened and tuned in. And I do have the name of the... Some people wonder what... I think it's very important that we explain to them what happens within IPOB. Some of you may go online to see harrowing pictures of our people shot, wounded and injured. I've not received any news yet of any casualties. Some people don't know that any deaths yet, sorry. Some people do not know that we take care of all our injured. We take care of their families, and if the injuries are serious, we fly them abroad. That is what IPOB does. We don't tell people, but that is what we do. In case you wonder what we do in IPOB, we take care of our own, and also we've not been afflicted with any mishaps abroad. We also take our people home should that need arise as well. What I just received not too long ago is the full name of the lawyer that was abducted in Ebonyi. His name is Barrister Cyril Orogwu. Cyril Orogwu. Orogwu is spelled O-R-O-G-W-U. O-R-O-G-W-U. He was abducted with his pregnant wife, Akona Precious Orogwu. And we know Fulani terrorists that they enjoy cutting open the stomach of pregnant women. That is the way they operate. So I am directly asking the governor of Ebonyi State, Dave Umahi, to ensure that nothing untoward happens to Barrister Cyril Orogwu and his wife. They should be released. Those who should be arrested and detained are the Fulani headsmen, pillaging, killing, and raping our mothers in Ebonyi, and not this innocent couple. That's what I have to say. Richard, have anything to say? Any closing remarks, please?
Well, at this juncture, I must have to thank everyone, our brothers and sisters, our hardcore IPOB family members, and friends of Biafra. And what else can I chip in here? Our enemies are surrounding us. We are under siege. They will try to pillage, they will try to kill, they will try to maim us. But in the end, they will lose because we are going home. We are not going to be deterred by the amount of terrorism that they are directing against us. Those that have come before us have experienced this. Ours is just part of it. But we are human beings. Sometimes we wail, sometimes we feel the pains. And that time is here. I want to encourage everyone who are undergoing different degrees of pains and difficulties, especially those in Biafra land under rain and shine. We are in solidarity with all of you. Together we shall restore Biafra. One thing is clear. That contraption called Nigeria shall one day cease to exist, because it is an abomination unto mankind. The children of light have come, and he will reign and control and supersede that of darkness. Biafra shall be restored on behalf of our brothers and sisters who have gone before us, on their honor and on their behalf. Together, we shall all see Biafra. We are not going to hand over this baton to our children or to generations of Biafrans to come, because it is a divine mandate for us to do so. And under the able leadership of our leader, Nnamdi Kanu, we shall be victorious. It doesn't matter how long it takes. Thank you once again, and God bless.
Thank you very much, Uche, our very own able deputy. I thank all of you all over the world that listen to us today. My assurance is always the same, that we are determined and very resolute, and Biafra shall come in our time. I have not seen anything nor encountered any circumstance to lead me to believe otherwise. I know that Biafra will come. That is why here on this hallowed platform, Radio Biafra, is where we worship. And Chukwu Okike Abiama is our Creator and our Almighty. I thank you all for listening, and from me, from here in Washington, D.C., it is good evening.